This is a must-watch for anyone seeking to achieve harmony between their personal and their professional lives. Welcome to the Prep and Offend Show, the show that brings you insights and information on fitness, nutrition, and personal leadership. In this show, we explore effective strategies and tips for balancing a hectic 24-hour schedule with family commitments, and also how we can maintain a healthy fitness routine in the midst of that. So if you're tired of feeling overwhelmed by the demands of your 24-hour work schedule, family commitments, and prioritizing your fitness, join us as we show you how to juggle the clock with finesse, master work-life harmony, and achieve personal well-being. Subscribe to our channel for more insightful videos on fitness performance and powerful leadership attitudes. Well, operating as a firefighter for more than 25 years has definitely at times taken my personal and professional duties and relationships to the breaking point. I do appreciate the request that came in for us to discuss this topic on this episode, as I agree that this dilemma continues to leave a lot of guys completely frustrated and unclear on how to improve their situation. Well, we've already begun to discuss the problem. The problem is that we want our at-home and on-duty performance to reflect our values of hard work and professionalism. But most of the time, we can feel like we're being pulled apart by the high demand of our career and the high calling of leading our families. Balance is critical for overall well-being and success because it directly impacts various dimensions of our lives. When we achieve balance, we improve our mental and emotional health, reducing stress and burnout. Productivity and performance at work increase. Physical health is maintained, leading to a longer and healthier life. Imbalance, on the other hand, can result in exhaustion, strained relationships, compromised health, and decreased job satisfaction. So our first step in achieving work-life balance and work-life harmony is to pursue personal development. Become a Leader is a book by Miles Monroe. It's a comprehensive guide to leadership principles, and this book delves into various aspects of leadership, including personal development, character, and vision. It emphasizes that everyone has the potential to become a leader, not just in their careers, but also in their personal lives and their communities. I really enjoyed this book. I have been passionately pursuing and consuming leadership content, books, podcasts, and courses. And that this is one resource that I wanted to share with you because recently I can't get enough of it. I've been consuming it over and over, as I said. So I will be referencing here in this section, especially on the professional work leadership side, ways that it has helped me, and you can implement these strategies in your own life. There are some highlighted key leadership principles that are outlined in this book, Becoming a Leader by Miles Monroe, including the importance of self-discovery and understanding one's purpose, developing strong character traits like integrity, humility, and vision, the role of effective communication in leadership, and how leadership extends beyond formal roles to influence every aspect of life. The principle of discovering and implementing your purpose can be applied in different aspects of your life, including work, family, and fitness. We need to establish personal leadership attitudes. For example, here are ways that being deliberate in these areas has benefited me in my quest to have a greater work-life balance. First of all, be clear on your purpose and vision. What is your purpose? What is your vision? Where are you going? These are questions that they're not easily answered, but I urge you to contemplate, for you to put pen to paper, and for you to continuously pursue getting clear on your purpose and your vision for your life. And you want to continue to develop yourself. Never stop growing, never stop learning. When it comes to career goals, you want to continue to set goals. There's never a point at which you have arrived and you are finished, that you no longer have something to work for. Always be looking ahead. Always be thinking about the next step. I know a lot of people that have struggled with like personal identity issues as far as their purpose and who they are as a man, as a person. It's tied a lot of times to what they are doing at work. They think that's who they are. So when they have a goal to maybe move to this next position, to attain a certain job, once they attain that, they all of a sudden feel like this lack of purpose. What's my purpose now that I've achieved this? They didn't have more planning, more forethought. Your purpose should be something that you should be able to pursue for your entire life. It is your purpose. It doesn't stop when your employment stops. It doesn't stop when you achieve a certain goal. You want to continue to develop yourself, continue to have goals, and work for the future. There are positive character traits that will benefit relationships with your families and your coworkers. And some of these are integrity, strong values, resolve to adhere to those values, like you're committed to adhering to the values that you have said are important to you. Humility. Humility means that we are in a position to serve and empower those both above us in stature or grade and those below our grade or stature. So it doesn't matter where they are. Every time you move up in an organization or you promote, you now have more people, not that can serve you, but you have more people that you can serve. Humility also is a heart position in which we realize that we don't have all the answers. It's arrogance to think that we have the answers and we have it all figured out, because the reality is that we don't. So it's important that we remain humble and we seek assistance. Again, part of that seeking improvement is seeking training, courses, knowledge, so that we can apply that knowledge in wisdom in the correct circumstances and situations. And effective communication enhances personal relationships and teamwork. So whether you're at home or at work, communication is going to be key. These are some things that we need to be good about communicating professionally and at home as well. Is we need to be able to communicate our vision. I had already told you how important it is for us to discover, for us to cultivate our purpose, what our purpose is, what we're here to do, what our missions are, and what is the vision? How are we going to accomplish our purpose? That's what the vision is. A vision is a way to get to your purpose. It is a plan. And we need to be able to communicate that to those around us so that they know what we're all about, and we can articulate that and they can hold us accountable as well. We need to be able to communicate our needs. What do we need? What do we need for our well-being? What do we need for our happiness? And what do we need to be able to accomplish our vision? And we also need to be able to communicate our plans. We need to be able to articulate and communicate what we plan on doing. I'm sure that we have all had communication failures because we failed to tell somebody what we were planning to do. We just assumed that they would know it. I'm not sure how we would expect that of them, but we do it all the time. So we need to continue to communicate our plans. And there are several leadership principles that can help individuals set and achieve goals through discipline and executing their vision. So now we're going to talk about work-life balance, and leadership, in fact, starts with self-leadership. So I like to pursue being the consummate professional. This is something I have striven to do in my career and in my life. Is I find people that have a great reputation. I consider them to be a pro. That is kind of the standard, and that's what I encourage you guys to do, is to be a pro. Be the consummate professional. Continually develop skills and character to be an effective leader in your professional life. So this includes setting career goals. As I was saying before, we never take the perspective of we have finished, we have arrived. We never finish. We continue to set goals, and we need to be diligent and responsible at work. I think this is very important. When you are at home, be a professional, be the best that you can be at home, be the best father, be the best husband, be the best provider, fulfill your roles at home. And when you are at work, be the best that you can be at work. Yes, we need to maintain those family connections and relationships, but we need to make sure, especially in a 24-hour scenario, we're working 24-hour shifts, that it's not just all about our personal lives and about our agendas, because if everybody just served their own agendas, we wouldn't be getting the mission done and the vision done of the organizations that we are operating in and that we're working for and that we're called to serve, right? So that's just something to be mindful of. I'm definitely a proponent of being a family man, as I consider myself to be such. But when I'm at work, I do my best to be a professional at work and handle work business. And like I said, when I'm at home, I need to shift gears and not be so tangled with work that I can't be engaged at home. So that's being diligent and responsible at work. And we need to manage our time and our productivity at work. So some strategies for managing time and productivity include setting clear daily priorities. So if you have a plan and you establish your program, your routine, you're going to accomplish much more. You are going to be able to approach the day with much more passion and intention when you have set clear daily priorities and you have a plan and you start establishing your program, what you're known for. Another thing that we can do to increase productivity is delegating tasks when possible. So in order to delegate tasks or hand off tasks to other people and know that they're going to get completed correctly or to the expectations and standards, is to spend time teaching and mentoring others on how to do what you do. And we need to teach them how to do what we do for their benefit. It is so that they can learn and they can progress. It's not so that they can do our work for us so that we don't have to do it. The goal is to teach and mentor others to do what we do. We are training people, training leaders. If you're in a leadership position, if you are fulfilling any kind of role, we need to be able to mentor and teach others to do that to the standards and to the performance that we need to. Otherwise, we will never be able to delegate anything. We will continue to have to micromanage and having to do everything ourselves, and that's not going to be very responsible with our time management. And also, we can maintain a healthy work-life boundary. As I was talking about before, this means that we do our best and that we are all in when we are at home. Another thing we can do is optimize our work routines. So we can do that by thinking about what's coming next. If you want to be efficient with your time, we can't be reactive to everything that just occurs. We have to kind of give some forethought. So as you are doing one task, think about what is the next step. How does what you're completing tie in? What is the handoff going to be that moves you into the next task or the next assignment that, again, saves time and helps you to be more efficient? I can remember some instances when this was really apparent. I was running these inmate hand crews, and it would be about 10 crew members at a time, and we're out in the mountains. We're cutting wildfire hand line using chainsaws, using hand tools, and I was the one supervisor. I was the only not incarcerated firefighter on the crew, but it was my responsibility to lead the team. And I can remember that we didn't want to have crew members sitting around doing nothing because that would be an inefficient use of our time. So I was constantly going from the back to the front, scouting out ahead, even at times a little bit farther than the crew, just to see what was coming up next, so that as soon as the team would finish one task, we would recover, we would get refueled, and we would already be ready for the next task. I didn't have to guess what it was. I had already planned ahead and was looking ahead towards the next task. And so this was one way that I was able to maintain being efficient and not have a lot of wasted time and downtime as part of leading a team. Now, when it comes to these principles that I've already shared, I have several stories of people that have applied successfully these principles to their lives over and over again. And I can tell you that it definitely has led to improved work-life balance and more career success and fulfillment. In fact, the simple act of leaning into each workday with a positive attitude and a productive plan, it does wonders for your confidence and your sense of accomplishment. When I have the opportunity to mentor men in my work in the fire service, or when I get to work with men through my private men's coaching programs, these foundations of work-life balance is of the highest priority. Applying these principles really helps give men tangible breakthrough in a variety of areas of their lives. We're just getting started, and I've already mentioned several positive strategies to enhance your effectiveness at work. As creatures of habit, it's definitely difficult to take on too many changes at once and expect to establish flawless long-term routines. Be sure to provide yourself grace as you continue to win more often in each of these areas on your way to making them part of your daily routines and disciplines. To further complicate the challenge of dialing in your own work-life flow is the fact that many guys out there are working 24-hour shifts. Whether these 24-hour shifts are part of your normal work schedule, or you have work commitments that keep you from coming home every evening as with a typical 9-to-5 career. This is where my passion really lies. My purpose is to equip hardworking men to build lasting legacies of health and resilience so they can perform at their best as they serve and lead their teams and families. That's why I coach and mentor. That's why I'm doing this podcast. That's why I'm heavily involved in the Fire Up Men's Resilience events, and that's what will keep me busy beyond retirement and into the grave. See, now I'm getting fired up, and we still have a lot to cover. I still have to discuss the unique family and fitness pieces of the work-life puzzle, even for those of us operating on those 24-hour shifts. So here we go, back on track. Let's get into family and relationship balance. Again, I've gained so much help and perspective in this area through crushing so many books, courses, sermons, and even learning from my own failures. Two of the greatest resources that I could recommend to improve your family responsibilities and relationships would be, number one, Understanding What It Means to Be a Man by Dr. Miles Monroe, and two, Loving Our Kids on Purpose by Danny Silk. Monroe's principles in his Becoming a Man book underscore the significance of relationships and family as essential aspects of personal and co-operate leadership. He emphasizes qualities like love, respect, and effective communication within family dynamics. And on the topic of child rearing and relationship responsibilities, Danny Silk does an outstanding job of giving parents and family leaders strategies and tactics for stewarding relationships and creating an atmosphere of love and connection. I have to tell you, Loving Our Kids on Purpose was a huge resource for me as I was a new parent and also a new leader, because it was based on the premise of getting people to join your team and to buy into your vision without the threat of physical force. Because as we know, raising kids these days, maybe back in the day, you yourself used to catch a whooping, get a spanking. Well, that's not really acceptable, especially in public anymore. And so we have to have other tools in our toolbox to help those people that we have influence over to respect us and to value the relationships that we are trying to nurture with them. So Loving Our Kids on Purpose was an outstanding resource, and I always recommend it for any new parents and new leaders. Now I'm going to talk about the importance of quality time with family. Quality time spent with family is crucial for building strong bonds, fostering emotional well-being, and creating a supportive environment. Prioritizing family time amidst busy schedules is difficult, and yet it's priceless. Early in our careers, older folks try to warn us about the pitfalls of working too much overtime, but what do they know, right? I've definitely learned the hard way. Wherever you currently are in life, think back to when you began your family or when you began your career. No, really, I want you to think about it. What would you tell you as you were just starting out? Whatever that is, do your best to heed that advice even today. I can tell you that for me, I have definitely overcommitted to work at times. Sometimes I was overcommitted in order to level up or advance in my craft, which isn't always a bad thing, but on several occasions, too numerous for me to count, I overcommitted to work and sacrificed family time for financial reasons that were self-imposed. I'm embarrassed to say that I chose a lifestyle of toys and recreation that required me to sacrifice my family roles and responsibilities on too many occasions. So what advice would I give my young self? It's the same I would tell all you. Find alternate ways to provide for your family that will supplement your resources. This could help you avoid getting way out of balance and spending excessive 24-hour shifts away from home. I definitely would like to get much deeper into discovering and reprioritizing our roles and responsibilities as fathers and leaders in the home. But to do that, even the slightest bit of justice that it deserves would take a full podcast or two on their own at least. So we will attack that in other Prep and Defend episodes. For today, though, here are a couple of tips on increasing effective communication and building strong family bonds. I know that most men, especially high-performing men, want to decipher what a problem is and then get to work on solving things. We have a responsibility to cultivate and create an atmosphere of effective communication within the family unit. You can apply these principles to strengthen your family relationships. First of all, emphasize active listening. This means listening for the purpose of understanding the speaker rather than to solve the problem or to say what's on your mind. Exercise empathy. As you listen to your wife and your kids, try to see things from their perspective instead of trying to justify your position, because we need to understand not what they want, but what they feel. Conflict resolution. Strive to discover a win-win solution to a conflict. And if only one compromise is to be made, you do it on your end. I hope that adopting and implementing these leadership attitudes will help you in building and sustaining great relationships with your wife and your kids. And what about those regular and surprise 24-hour shifts that throw a wrench into the precious stability of your family dynamic? How can we build more resilience for ourselves and our families in these situations? Let me ask those of you that have dealt with this, what works for you? If you have some helpful pearls and perspectives, please share them in the comments. I know that I would benefit from them, as would so many other guys dealing with similar situations. Here's some perspective that I've learned over the years as a fireman, as I have struggled to minimize my own heartache and drama when work commitments call, and we simply can't be home when we're wanted or needed. First off, if our families aren't able to handle our absence without difficulty and drama, as leaders, we need to own the reality that it's our problem. We probably haven't done a very good job of setting them up for success in our absence. As husband and father, we have important roles to fulfill at home, roles that I believe we should be the ones to fulfill. And they are roles that deep down we want our families to look to us to handle. But the reality is, when we're gone for extended periods of time, we toss those roles up into the air and hope they get caught and handled the way that they should. It's the same as being the leader at work or on a team. We need to have the goal of providing those we serve with the necessary tools, strategies, and support to continue to crush it in our absence. Of course, everyone's family situations, dynamics, and personalities are different, just as they are with our team members and our coworkers. But we should be doing our very best to equip and prepare our families not only to survive, but to thrive if we are called away. This is a continual process, and I don't think it's possible to ever have this checked off the to-do list. This is quite honestly a moving target. But once again, we have the sole responsibility for role as leader. I guess it's up to us to help create great leaders that can lead and carry on the family vision in our absence. Finally, we will discuss how we can keep our fitness program on point at home and at work. It's well known that physical fitness is a part of leadership. Leaders seek continuous improvement and as such should be setting the example for their families and their teams. There is a never-ending list of reasons to skip your daily workout at home or on duty. We know we need it. Our families and our teams would be better off when we figure out how to conquer our daily stress and schedules and find a way to stay consistent on our fitness. Here are 3 practical ways that you can conquer busy work schedules and hectic home lives in order to hit your physical fitness goals. First, commit to a fitness plan and program. Just as we discussed at the beginning of this episode, having a plan as you head into your day, and in this case, into your workout, will do wonders in helping you perform meaningful work that will continuously move you in the direction you are committed to go. 2, be in community with others. Increase your results by making yourself accountable not only to yourself alone, but to others as well. I recently applied this while committing to a 30-day carnivore, and I did this by letting other people know. I told them that I was committing to do this. And why did I do that? Because one of my values is that I am a man of my word. And by me putting something like that out there and telling somebody that I'm committing to something now puts me on the hook to follow through with that. My word is on the line, my reputation is on the line, and that can't happen on my own. That can only happen when I'm in community with other people and they have a positive influence in my life, and I'm able to be in community with them and we can hold each other accountable. And 3, do the best you can with what you have. If you don't have a lot of time to train, you can get an amazing fitness workout in as little as 20 minutes a day, 5 days a week. And if you don't have access to a gym or a ton of fitness equipment, you can get incredible full body workouts with a single item, such as a sandbag. The exercises and movements you can do with a sandbag alone are mind-boggling, such as bear hug squats, bear hug lunges, bear hug carries. Another name for bear hugs is Zercher. So Zercher squats, holds, lunges. You can pick up a heavy sandbag and flip it over your shoulder. And then if you get a sandbag that has handles on it, you can do just about any movement or exercise that you would do with a barbell because the sandbag has handles and you can grip it in a similar fashion. You can check out my YouTube channel for a variety of workout ideas using sandbags. I've been sharing these on YouTube for several years and there's more to come. And there you have it, folks. We've covered a lot of ground today, from dealing with work-life balance, even with those 24-hour commitments, to physical fitness tips in the face of hectic schedules. I hope you found this episode both helpful and enjoyable. Remember, when it comes to all aspects of life, balance is key. Whether you're a hard charger climbing the corporate ladder or a blue-collar hero striving for peak performance, making positive changes at your work and in your home begins with you. Thank you for joining me on this episode of the Prep and Defense Show. I hope you enjoyed our deep dive into the world of powerful leadership and breakthrough attitudes. If you have any questions, comments, or topics you'd like us to explore in the future, please don't hesitate to reach out. If you find this episode helpful, please consider sharing it with friends and family. Your support means the world to us. Stay connected with us by subscribing to our channel, following us on social media, and visiting our website for additional resources and episodes. And remember, your health and your families are worth investing in, and every small step toward fulfilling purpose counts. As always, be humble, stay hungry, put in the hard work, and of course, don't forget, have fun. Until next time, this is Chris Ruano, over.